Aloha, my friends. How are you guys doing today? I wanted to check in and see if you're missing a loved one that's in spirit and feeling that pull to connect with them, but also noticing that there's some fear and uncertainty that come up around it. If that's you, please stick around. In today's video, I'm going to be diving into how I structure my mediumship readings so you know exactly what to expect. And I'm also going to share guidance on how to find a medium who's truly aligned with you. I'm talking about this today because ever since I've gone public as a medium, I've noticed something. People will share with me that a loved one has passed, but energetically I can feel that they want more. They want connection, they want healing, but there's this hesitation and sometimes even fear. I get it, myself included. I was raised in belief systems that taught us to be afraid of the spirit world and that connecting with our loved ones that have passed is somehow wrong or even dangerous. So today, let's explore this whole thing honestly. Is mediumship all love and light and all kumbaya? Well, of course it's not. Like anything else in life, it's a full spectrum of experience, and discernment really matters. I can't speak for every medium, but I can speak for myself. Being a voice for spirit is not only a beautiful honor, but it is a huge responsibility. As a medium, I hold space for people during some of their most fragile, tender, and vulnerable moments in their whole grieving process. And I'm ethically responsible for the emotional and energetic well being of my client while spirit and their spirit, the loved ones in spirit, communicate through me. And because of that, structure matters, boundaries matter, intention matters. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through what you can expect in a mediumship reading with me, how spirit communicates through me, how I ensure the experience is supportive, validating, and safe, and how to choose a medium that truly honors your healing journey. Whether you're simply just curious or you're ready to take the next step, this video is going to help bring some clarity, confidence, and peace to your connection with spirit. So let's talk about how a mediumship reading actually works. At least we're going to talk about my readings and my structure. So before you even arrive, I've taken the time to meditate, clear my energy field, clear my mind, and just bring myself to a higher vibration so that an elevated state so that I can connect with your departed loved ones and be fully present with you. One of the most critical and important elements of my process is intention setting. I will connect, my intentions always include connecting with the full spirit of your departed loved one and bringing forward the loving healing messages you need in that moment, and also supporting your highest good and the highest good of all involved. So once I've done that, I'll take a few moments to link in with spirit. This is the time I invite you to relax, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and release all of your expectations. Spirit always has a mind of their own, and sometimes the spirit that you want to hear from the most isn't the one that comes through. So I always encourage my clients to just remain open to who's coming forward and what messages want to be heard. The next thing that's important to note is that I fully acknowledge that relationships and family dynamics can be very complex. And not every connection with someone that has passed is simple, comfortable, or healed. So if at any point a spirit steps forward or information comes through that feels uncomfortable or emotionally overwhelming, I ask my client to just tell me immediately. My client's always in control of their experience. I can redirect, shift the energy, or ask spirit to step back. My client's emotional well-being and sense of safety are my number one priority. Now let's talk about how spirit communicates with me. Once I've established the link and the connection is there, I begin receiving impressions in multiple various ways. It'll be hearing names, voices, words, places, phrases. Also, I'm very empathic, so I feel physically emotions, personality, or health issues. Like I can feel things in my heart, in my lung. I may get sad, I might cry. Uh, I also see images, photographs, quick snippets, or I might just know things, facts, traits, or experiences without really an explanation. But I do share every impression exactly as it comes through. And this is a really collaborative process. It's like a living puzzle that myself and my client piece together. So, most of the information that I get from spirit tends to fall into one of these three categories. One, validating details about the one in spirit, the departed loved one in spirit, guidance or insight connected to my client, or messages relating to someone that's still living connected to my client. So I also mentioned that if something doesn't resonate right away, just set it aside and don't discard it because often it makes sense later. And, it can end up being, I've seen it end up being the golden nugget. It's very important for me to mention, and I mention in all of my readings, that mediumship is not a replacement for medical advice, legal or financial advice, um, or mental health. It's definitely a sacred tool used for personal healing, comfort, and spiritual connection. All information that is shared inside of a reading is confidential unless it's been predetermined and discussed with my client ahead of time that I use the information inside of the reading for my personal training and development or something along those lines. Let's talk about choosing a medium. It's a deeply personal decision. You're going to be trusting this person with your heart and the sacred connection to your departed loved one in spirit. So, here are a few things to look for. One, make sure that you feel safe with them. Your nervous system will let you know instantly. Two, that this medium focuses on evidence, not fear. A true medium will validate, comfort, uplift. It doesn't try to frighten or control. And then make sure they're respecting boundaries and have good ethics. No diagnosing, no predictions, and no fear based messaging ever. Their intention is healing. A medium should never be using your grief for their gain. The work should feel like love. And if at any point it feels off, you're allowed to say no and honor your intuition. Your loved ones want you to feel protected, not pressured. So, thank you for joining me today. I hope I've brought some clarity to this process. If there are still questions lingering that you have that I didn't answer, please feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to answer them for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day and know that your loved one in spirit are with you. Mahalo.